Hi everybody, it's Alex Tennis. Today we're gonna review the Yonex Vcore 98. Let's go. So why I'm making this intro of the video here in the store, it's basically because we just received the new Vcore and I'm gonna go straight to the tennis court after I finished work with this racket. And for me it's really important to give you my thoughts before I tried the racket. So I've tried many different versions of this racket, so the SV, the whole red one, and then the latest one, so the red and the blue one. And now it's time to try the 2023 version. So it will be very interesting to try this racket because from what I've read about this racket is that it's gonna be a bit more flexible, a bit easier to play with. When I hear those type of things, I feel like this racket may be gonna feel like the Blade 98. So we'll see. It's gonna be really interesting to find out if this racket is a good update or not for the Yonex line. Normally, to be honest, I really like the 95 more than the 98, but you know what? We'll see. It's a really cool racket. Now let's go with the specs. So this is a 98 square inch head size racket with an unstrung weight of 305 grams, and the string pattern in it is 16 by 19. Let's go straight to the look. I have to say, at the beginning I wasn't sure about this whole thing because to be honest with you, I feel like the Yonex Vcore is about red more than blue. I didn't like the blue that they made for the older version. I really enjoyed more the 2000, I think it was 2018 version where it was all red. But you know what? It's been a couple of months since this racket is out, and I would say that this racket looks super good. It's one of my favorite looking racket. Now, I mean, like, it doesn't mean that the racket is good, but I feel like for this one is a 10 out of 10. The look is incredible. I'm really looking forward to see if this racket is gonna provide a lot of spin, but at the same time, like this kind of power. So a mix between, I would say, Babla Aero, but at the same time, the control of a Wilson blade. So to answer all of those questions, we got to go on the court, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's go. Alright, with the Yonex Vcore 98 2023 on the court, I have to say that the first thing that I felt with this racket is the fact that this is really a solid racket, a good update. So I was kind of worried that because they have a bit wider frame at 11 and 1, it would, I don't know, feel like this racket is not, that much control oriented, but I have to say that it felt really, really good. It was a solid racket overall. It's pretty good for the spin, but you still have a lot of power and a lot of control. It's the first time that I've played with a racket like this, so it's an easy racket to play with, I would say. It's easier than what I'm usually playing with. But I feel like with this one, if you don't have the right technique, it's tough to play with it. Normally with easier racket, it's the opposite. So if you don't have the right technique, it's fine because you can still put the ball on the other side of the court. But with this one, it was much more harder. So I have to say that I really like this upgrade because you still feel that you're connected with the ball, but you feel also that the racket is giving you easy power and easy access to spin. Same thing with the serve. It was pretty easy, I would say. You get a lot of power out of the serve. So yeah, overall a pretty cool racket to play with, and I really enjoyed playing with this racket. Alright, so we're the day after, and I have to say I'm kind of surprised of this racket. So I was thinking that because the beam is a bit wider at 11 and 1, it would be a bit more flexible and a bit more comfortable. Not that it's a stiff racket, it's still really comfortable, but I get the feeling that you really feel the ball. And for me, that's the main part of this racket, is that the feeling is there. It's really great. Then for the spin, I would say that it's pretty good. It's fine. It's a spin racket, obviously, but it won't spin the ball just like the Aero, just a bit less. But other than that, it's just a really solid racket. I feel like the touch of this racket is there. Yeah, just a feel-good racket. So I would recommend this racket to everybody who loves the Yonex Vcore 98 and who own the previous version. and pretty much everybody who loves to have the control, the feel, and the spin at the same time. In terms of power, I would say that this racket is pretty easy. I would say that if you're an advanced player, it should be pretty easy to play with this one. Now let's go with the Alex rating. So I would give this racket a solid 8.55 out of 10. So yeah, overall a really good racket. I really recommend to demo this racket if you can. That's it for the video. Hope you have liked it. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.